It's Dave Portnoy versus, all of golf really, but the PGA Tour, Live Golf, everybody in the world of golf. And you tell me who's winning this new battle, I guess we'll say. I'm going to give you numbers, data, insight regarding the Internet Invitational that nobody's talking about, that nobody's seen. And you tell me where it's headed and the future of golf, because this is unfolding before our very own eyes. Also, I'm going to give some of my insights to what just happened at episode 3 and what we some things to look out for as we move forward, specifically as it comes to sponsorships, revenue, and some interactions. And very interesting stuff here regarding the Internet Invitational. Just know this. We don't hear about this on Golf Channel. It's not only what you hear, it's what you don't hear that's critically important to everything that's going on in the world of golf. And this is going on in the world of golf. All right. First of all, thanks for listening. Really appreciate your support. Subscribe if you haven't done so already to the podcast channel. Also, very special, I've mentioned this numerous times, the newsletter I have in the video description below. Here's the deal. You sign up for that. Every month, I'm going to email you a code for my private membership site where I have instructional content that's nowhere else, and it's behind a paywall, but you'll have a code so it's free. And every month, I'll give you a new code for a free month. So as long as you keep receiving and opening the emails, you'll have a free month forever. So it'll just be free membership. So if you're already paying for that, quit and then just get the free code every month. Like we just sent out that code in today's newsletter at the beginning of the month. So December, you'll get a new code and so on and so forth. You get the idea. So just giving back. You support us and we'll give back to you. That's kind of a win-win for everybody. So thank you very much. Also, there's other discounts and deals we send you all the time. So as the holidays approach, you get that as well. Let's dig into what's going on here. And also another thing I'll mention at the end of the video is how people are they just gave away tens of thousands of dollars. Not Dave, but the participants decided they didn't want free money. And you tell me how you picked up on it. So there'll be some spoilers to the video as we go. All right. Currently, let's look at these numbers. Let's look at the current Internet Invitational numbers as we stand now, today. We had episode 1 has, from 6 days ago, currently 5 million views. And episode 2 on Foreplay's channel is at 3.5 million views. And then today's video, at the time of shooting this video, 40,000 views. So we're currently total views at this moment, 1 weekend, less than a weekend, 3 episodes, we're at a current 9 million view total. All right. So just remember these numbers as we go. I think this is interesting. Obviously, a lot of interest. Episode 1 is everybody wants to know what it is, but a follow-up episode at 3.5 is very, very solid. And then as we're going today, great numbers out of the gate, and it's going to keep tallying more and more, but currently 9 million. All right, so let's compare this to some other similar content out there. We could compare it to the PGA Tour in general. They get an average of about 2.3 million views on any given Sunday broadcast network. So this so far outperforms Sunday network broadcast television. So just something to keep in your back pocket. And it has outperformed any Golf Channel broadcast of professional golf. Okay. And remember, Golf Channel got out of the big break because they wanted to focus on professional events, high-level golf events. So now they're going back into the big break, combining and partnering with Good. Good's really the driving force behind this whole thing. And so they're bringing it back. And I would assume they're going to get massively more views than any of their current Golf Channel broadcast tour events. And remember, I don't know anything about anything. All I know is that their like flagship event, the Century tournament, they're in Kapalua. They canceled that, and that drew in 400,000 views on their Sunday broadcast, so pretty low. And interestingly enough, Kapalua is reopening here this month. The water's back on. So anyways, that's beside the point. You dig into that conspiracy theory as you wish. We're talking about the Internet Invitational. So let's compare that to the PGA Tour's version of the Internet Invitational. That would be the Creator Classics. Okay, so the very first Creator Classic we ever had was at East Lake. And that has, to date, East Lake generated 2.7 million views. A little over a year ago, whatever. It was in the summer. East Lake, the first ever Creator Classic. And then they went to Sawgrass, right, for the next one. And we got 1.3 million views. Fantastic. Okay, great. Then where'd we go? Then we went to Philadelphia Cricket Club. We had 2 million views there. And then we just capped it off this year, ending at East Lake again. Whoa, that was kind of a dud. 540,000 views, their lowest one. So the Creator Classics, 4 total events thus far, total views, 6,540,000. So already on the YouTube platform. Now, Creator Classic, they aired that on Golf Channel, so we're not factoring those numbers in. These are just their streaming views from YouTube. So we're comparing apples to apples here, YouTube to YouTube. They are, 2.5 million views less than the Internet Invitational, and it's only been 6 days. So less than a week, the Internet Invitational has already surpassed the total, all of the 4 Creator Classes, and they have 4 versus 3 so far. Now, the other one we're going to look at would be the Live Duels. And they did, up until this point, the best version of bringing creators together. So, Creator Classic, Live Duels. Let's look at Live Duels, first ever one in Miami. Aired on Grant Horvat's channel. We have 2.8 million views. Excellent. Then I believe we went to Virginia, and that one aired on the Bryan Brothers channel, and we have 2.3 million views to date. Excellent. Then where'd we go? Then we went to Dallas, and that aired on Bryson's channel, and we had 4.3 million views. Interesting how Bryson joins the crew and views skyrocket. Great. Then after Dallas, I believe we were in the UK for Rick Shields' channel, and that, okay, so they had a lay egg moment there, 831,000 views. So similar to the Creator Classics, they had one that just didn't perform, and that was this one. And then the final aired on Phil Mickelson's channel, and that one also not very good. That's weird. Okay, why isn't that one very good? That was kind of a skins game, and that was 974,000 views on Phil's channel. I would have thought that one would have been a lot higher because you brought back kind of the top name players and played a little bit different format, and it was on Phil's channel. Unfortunately, didn't do nearly as well as the others, nor Bryson's channel. So interesting. Either the viewership for those is dropping off. You let me know what you think. Is it, okay, I've seen the duels, I'm done with the duels, no more interest? Is Bryson really the big pull there? Like, what is it about the last two that kind of, tanked, the UK and then the finale? What's your thoughts on that? I'm really curious what you think. Yeah, I think part of it is it's a limited field, so there's like 6 players, so it makes it a little challenging because there's not as much action, but that could be good or bad. You tell me what your thoughts are. But in total, the duels have, to date, 5 of them, so more than any of the others, 11,205,000. So 11 million plus views. I'm guessing that the Internet Invitational will surpass the 11 million mark before the next one airs, which is this Thursday. So there you go. All right. So those are the numbers. What are your thoughts about, did Dave Portnoy hit the nail on the head and create something that's very, very new, intriguing, and interesting? One is he's got initially 48 players, so a lot more of the creators and influencers, golf creators together than anybody else. So there's that piece of it. And I think that creates a whole new dynamic that the others don't. So for that reason, he's on to something special there. Is this a series at the right time? Meaning it drops in the fall when the PGA Tour's basically in its off season. Live is not around till, the new year. Like, is this a perfect show at the perfect time? I think that's part of it as well. Like, we all want to see fun stuff, interesting things. It's kind of like when Survivor launched for the very first time. It was like a summer show. And then it just skyrocketed and everybody wanted more, and it became one of the biggest hits ever. So is this that? Did it air at the perfect time, and is it going to become one of the biggest shows in YouTube golf? That's something interesting, because so far it's checking off all the checkpoints to be just that, the greatest golf show on YouTube. And I think there's proof behind that, which we'll see here in a quick second. But I want your thoughts. Would this also be a great show or series, let's say during regular golf season? For example, like launching in, let's say, season 2, would you launch it in March? Like on the heels of the Masters. So on Monday, you get an episode, and then Thursday, you get an episode. Obviously, you probably want to watch Thursday because the Masters would be on, but maybe you launch it Monday, Wednesday, or maybe once a week, every Monday, you get a new thing, like something during the week to fuel and your golf desire. So the viewership is there, the audience is there, the product is there, everything lines up. And this could be an ongoing, long-term, show, in my opinion, not just an off-season show. But yes, it was the perfect time to launch, so far, the best iteration of bringing creators together to compete for a lot of money. All right. Now, that brings us to this question. The sponsors, we're getting sponsors now that are typically sponsors that like spend a ton of money on network shows. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about like DraftKings, although they do, and Microsoft Copilot, yeah, they're a sponsor here, but I'm talking about like Dunkin', like they're like that, the Dunkin' Lounge on American Idol or whatever. Like that's what they're doing here. They are the main, like they're the title sponsor, the most prominent sponsor of this whole thing. And it's integrated in such a cool way that, Dunkin' is they went heavy in on this. Now, I don't know if Dave gave them a great deal at the beginning, like, hey, do this first one, we'll give you a discount, and then let's see how it does. Or if Dunkin' was like, hey, we believe in you, we'll pay whatever. Because this is certainly a win for Dunkin'. They are getting it. And now I think a lot of other sponsors are really going to open up their eyes and say, you know what? This creator golf market is something that's a place where we need to be. And Dunkin' has like just laid down the gavel and said, we're going hardcore all in. How much they spend, what they did to integrate their product in the videos is spectacular. And I think it's going to really open the floodgates for more sponsors to want to do content just like this, which will ultimately create more and more opportunities for everybody to get involved in this kind of stuff again. So I think it's great. It's only like the rising tide raises all boats. That's the analogy. Like that's what's happening here. And Dave, what he's done is, like I said, yeah, we didn't just raise the tide. We sent a tidal wave into this niche, the golf space on YouTube. All right. So your thoughts greatly appreciated. Now, with this last episode, you could tell there is some drama brewing. You could see it. You could see it in the interactions of the pre-draft when they're creating teams and they're picking players and they're going through this. There is some definite, there were moments there was like, oh, this could get ugly. That's what I felt. I was like, ooh, I'm feeling something here. So you let me know if you feel the same thing. I'm not going to say who or what. I don't want to taint you too much. I just want you to keep an eye out. Like, who could lose it? Like that. It seems like there could be some fireworks coming. And according to Dave, there will be, worse than the Luke Kwan scenario. And but we'll see. We'll see how that unfolds. And what about this? You tell me. In this episode, spoiler alert here again. So Dave offers a couple people the opportunity to who they won their match. He says, okay, I'm going to, for example, in the very last one, he's like, I'll give you a chance to win $100,000, but you lose your point. Now, this is where I was confused. Do they give up their point no matter what and have an opportunity for $100,000? Or is it, if you lose your point. If you win the $100,000. I was a little confused about that piece, because if it was the latter, I would have at least went to the other team I was going against and said, hey, let's just keep the points the way they are. You let us win the whole. We get $100,000. We give you half. And everybody's a winner and Dave's the loser. Like, that's a no-brainer situation. I don't know why you just wouldn't do that. But if you have to give up your point no matter what, they get the point and you get a chance for $100,000. I mean, you could do the same thing and it only costs you a point and everybody gets a lot more money. You could do that too. And I don't know it was a little confusing how it was offered up, but I think, yeah, I mean, it seemed like there was free money out there if you worked it the correct way. And I don't think anybody did. But you let me know what your thoughts are. Anyways, good luck. Thanks for listening. See you guys soon.